It's never been easy being a Bradford City fan, but goodness me, we make things hard. Going into this game, Gillingham had won one league match in their last 16, and it was against Morecambe FC, who've probably got the lowest budget League 2 has ever seen. Bradford City have been on an unbelievable run of form, and we just do the most Bradford City thing ever. We've been beating some very, very good teams recently. We know we need to pick up as many points as possible in March because of how tough our April running is, and of course we go and lose away to Gillingham 1-0 on George Laps's return to Priestfield Stadium. So disappointing, but we're going to review it in today's video. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. 100 likes as always would be massively appreciated, and let's get straight into it. We'll go back then to around 2 o'clock when team news was announced by Graham Alexander, and we're looking at the results. We see Walsall have been defeated at home to Grimsby, Notts County have dropped points, Wimbledon have picked up all 3 points. Then we see this team announced by Graham Alexander. 2 changes obviously from Tuesday, Huntington coming in for Burn and Lee coming in for Mellon. It was the team that I suggested for this game, apart from Tommy Lee got the nod over Michael Mellon, and I feel like if Mellon would have started this game over Tommy Lee, we're probably looking at 3 points right now, and that's so disappointing. I think Tommy Lee has really flattered to deceive so far in a Bradford City shirt, and today was probably the final straw for a lot of Bradford City fans. Now, I'm definitely not writing him off as, well, he's going to be useless for the next 2.5 years, but what Bradford City need right now, and what Michael Mellon offers, I feel like they go together a lot better. Tommy Lee is not offering what Bradford City need in a title race. Yes, I know we've got injuries at this moment in time, and we obviously ended the game with Paul Huntington leading the line, but I quite like the team on the whole, apart from Tommy Lee getting the start over Michael Mellon. It might have had something to do with obviously Mellon having to come off on Tuesday. It looked like he picked up a cramp injury maybe, and obviously we've played a lot of football recently. Was this game maybe just one step too far for Bradford City? I looked at the Gillingham lineup as well, and I thought, right, they've matched us with the back 3. There's no Max Amer in their team, which I was disappointed about because I think he's one of the worst centre-halves in the division. Obviously, he came on for the last 10 minutes or so, but Gillingham decided not to start him. They've kept a clean sheet, and I think they played quite well, in all honesty. Before I go on and criticise how poor Bradford City were, Gillingham I thought were a decent team. I wouldn't say they were good enough to challenge for the playoffs, but I'd say they're a mid-table side. I'm really surprised to see that they'd only won 2 in their previous 16. Was this a really good performance, Gills? Was this more of the same really for you? But I was really surprised by how good they were. I wasn't thinking coming into this game, well, we're very good at the moment, they're very bad, it's going to be an easy 3 points, because there are no easy 3 points in this division, but they were a very solid side. We didn't really have a sniff, especially in the second half. We created very little. Could that be down to Bradford City's lack of creativity? Could it be down to us ending the game with about 7 defenders on the pitch and a defensive midfielder? Probably so, but we just created very little throughout the whole game. Going in at half-time at 0-0, I wasn't too disappointed with that. We had some decent opportunities, but nothing really clear-cut. They had quite a lot of set pieces, but they were being claimed pretty comfortably by Sam Walker. Going into the second half, I was disappointed not to see Mellon come on for Tommy Lee at half-time, because I thought he really struggled in the first half. Then obviously Gillingham opened the scoring on at 56 minutes. Corner comes into the box and Connor Masterson pins Jack Shepherd far too easily, gets off his shot, goes through the legs of George Lapsing. It's just such a disappointing goal to concede, because not only is it from a set piece, Jack Shepherd needs to be much stronger inside the penalty area. I don't think he's been amazing over the last 3 matches, and obviously George Lapsing, if the ball's going through his legs, is he still thinking he's playing for Gillingham potentially? Obviously not, but so disappointing the way and the manner of the goal as well. It's just a real frustrating one, and you're thinking, right, we're 1-0 down, same happened last Saturday, let's go and get back into the game, and we just created nothing. I think Tommy Lee had a shot which he just passed straight at the goalkeeper, and that was about it in the second half. Tyreek Wright had a shot which was blocked towards the end of the game, and that was about it really. We really struggled to create anything, but can you really be surprised when we ended the game with so many defenders on the pitch? First double change came, thankfully Tommy Lee did come off for Michael Mellon, but Alexander also brought off Brandon Kaler for Neil Byrne. Aidan Baldwin then went into midfield. Neil Byrne came on. I thought Byrne had a really bad cameo. Brandon Kaler was probably our man of the match up until that point. I really didn't understand why he brought Kaler off. Apparently he signalled something about his hamstring. I didn't see that on the stream obviously, but bringing Kaler off, if that is performance based or anything other than an injury, I think it's a really bad choice from Alexander, because he was kind of the only one who was really driving us forward, creating some half chances. I really did not like that change from Alexander whatsoever, and obviously putting Baldwin in midfield. I don't mind doing that if we're 1 goal up, seeing the game out for the last 10 minutes, but not when we're 1-0 down. We need to create things. Smallwood and Baldwin, that's far too defensive. And then another double change comes with Jamie Walker and George Lapsley coming off. I didn't mind Lapsley coming off because I don't think he had a great game today whatsoever, but Walker was creating things, was putting himself about, especially towards the end of that first half, and he obviously came off for Callum Kavanagh. George Lapsley came off for Tyreek Wright, and I thought, well, we need a goal. Are Kavanagh and Wright really going to get us them goals? I didn't really see it. Another 5 or 10 minutes go by. Paul Huntington then goes up front. We go to a 4-4-2. Brad Halliday then comes off for Callum Johnson, and we just never look like scoring. Just a real disappointment today with the results that have largely gone in our favour. Like I mentioned, obviously, Walsall lost today to Grimsby. Doncaster only drew, well, it says on here that it's not quite updated the end bit, so ignore that. Doncaster only drew with Swindon after being 2 goals up. In that one, obviously, Wimbledon beat Notts County, so something did have to give there. Some team was always going to pick up at least a point. So Notts, they've been on a real bad run of form recently. Wimbledon, they've put an end to their bad run of form. Port Vale got a last-minute equaliser away to Fleetwood. Crewe only drew as well. So results, for the large part, have gone in our favour. Only Doncaster and Port Vale have gained a point. Wimbledon have gained 3 points on us, but we've lost no ground on Walsall. Notts County have gained no ground on us. Going into the game, there was an 8-point gap between ourselves and fourth. Come 10 p.m. on Tuesday, once Wimbledon play their game in hand, that gap could be down to only 3 points, and then the pressure really is on Bradford City. The injuries obviously are not helping us at this moment in time. We're really lacking options on off the bench, but we had 4 defenders on the bench. Byrne, Wright, Johnson and Critchlow. Do we really need that many? Could we have not had a Clark Adore on there instead of a Neil Byrne? I know that obviously hindsight is a wonderful thing, but I said that going into the game. Why have we got so many defensive options on off the bench? Surely Clark Adore's more likely to score than a Neil Byrne. I know Byrne came on, but I'd rather just play Critchlow as a right-sided centre-half, in all honesty. I think Byrne had a really bad cameo. Shepherd, I thought, had a poor game. Just a lot of very average out there. Halliday, average. Smallwood, very average. Adaramola, average. Lapsley, average. Tommy Lee, poor. Just not good enough. And then you look at the subs, none of them had an impact on today's game whatsoever, and it's a real disappointment. I'm trying not to overreact because I'm massively frustrated. Obviously, I'm recording this just after full time, but I can't help think this is a massive opportunity missed by Graham Alexander's side today. And it's not just necessarily about the result, because we've seen in games gone by, like when we lost away to AFC Wimbledon on the 1st of February, I do believe. We then bounced back and went on a very good run of form. It's the manner of the loss, the performance. We never looked like scoring. We created very little. And this is a Gillingham side who won in 16 coming into this game, and that was against Morecambe. I'm all for not overreacting, and I'm trying really hard not to, but this is a very bad result. This feels like a real low moment. I know we've been on a lot of highs recently. It's obviously a shame our unbeaten run has once again come to an end, but we can't surely just keep winning all our home games. That run's surely going to come to an end at some point. Our away form for the large part this season has been pretty poor. Yes, we just come off the back of back-to-back away wins, but our away form, if we do get up into League One, something has to give there, because you're not going to win all your home games in League One. Absolutely no chance. So we've got to be better away from home. Again, I know injuries are definitely playing their part at this moment in time, but we've got a squad for a reason. Alexander's tried to use it today in different ways, like putting Baldwin in midfield, like putting Tyreek Wright in the front three at times, like putting Paul Huntington up front, but we just never created anything. We never looked like scoring, and hopefully we bounce back next week. Tranmere, I think they beat Bromley today, so that's going to be a really tough game for us. The return of Amari Patrick as well, but we've got to bounce back. Unfortunately, we don't have a game on Tuesday to put it right. Hopefully these players now do have a fresh mindset going into Saturday. I don't think we'll have any more players back available for next week. Maybe Kieran Kelly, but defensively, I don't think we were bad today. They didn't really create all too much from open play. It's just disappointing in the manner of their goal, and we really need Sars back. We really need Patterson back, but they're not going to be here for another couple of weeks. They might make the April run in. Again, though, I do want to credit Gillingham, because I thought defensively they were very well organised and looked like a pretty decent side. They wanted it a lot more. They were definitely trying to set down the president of the game really early on. I think they got 3 or 4 bookings inside the first 20 minutes because they were just going around clamping all of our players, and obviously in the end it's managed to work. They were obviously using all the dark arts towards the end of the game, and with how their season's gone and how their recent run of form has gone, I have no real complaints with that. You've got to do anything to get the 3 points. If my team Bradford City were doing that, I would have no complaints whatsoever. So I'm not going to complain at Gillingham for doing it. I don't think the referee was amazing today, but I'm not going to complain about the added time. He added 7 minutes on. Thought that was fair with all the time wasting and all that sort of stuff. So no real complaints from me from an official's point of view. There's a few dodgy decisions, but nothing that was really game breaking. I think Smallwood was lucky to escape a booking when he practically two-footed, I think it was Robbie McKenzie, and you've certainly seen red cards given for that, and you didn't even book him. So again, I can't complain about the referee, and just a bad day at the office. Hopefully it is just a bad day at the office. It's not going to turn into a couple bad days at the offices. And hopefully we bounce back next week against Tranmere. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. We're still second in the table. 10 games to go. 10 more cup finals. Let's hope we bounce back. 100 likes as always would be massively appreciated. Get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below, as Bradford City bottled the chance to go top of the table. But with results largely going in our favour, it's not all doom and gloom. But it's still a very, very frustrating lack of 3 points, but a good win for Gillingham. You know, fair play to them. They've now got 2 wins out of their last 3 matches, and they're definitely safe from relegation, but they're slowly climbing up the table. But just a real bad day at the office today for Bradford City.